Okay, we are discussing about this all tabs.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all about editor tabs where we write scores. Another thing is we have two type of editor. So when you go
Mm-hmm.
here, you will find these two type of editor.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we don't use this editor called program editor. It is generally used by all data scientist people because when you go to this editor, this is not a
Yeah.
structured way of writing a programming. So you can write it anywhere. You're not able to understand what you're writing it. So
Okay.
now difference is when you write a program over here, it separates a programming language. Let's say I'm writing data
Okay. Right. Right.
new run. If I'm writing again a new program, see it is separating it. But same
Yeah. Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
if I copy and paste it over here, I won't get it that same thing. See.
Oh. Okay.
So we follow this one, we don't follow this one. But there is a if you can run in this, it's better way because I'll show you what is the benefit of this program editor window.
Okay.
If you go to this, so generally people don't talk about this. So here we have this line number concepts. Okay,
Okay.
and this line number can be editable for using a different purposes. Let's say you wrote something over here. Let's say if I come over here, if you wrote something over here, if you wanted to copy from here to here, there is another code. If you're writing over here, what will happen? This will copy from particular line to this line. So there's so many procedures happening it, but generally we won't use this option. It's very hard to use it. So let's say if you're
Okay.
writing, there is some functionality. So I have the special book for this to write a program into the program editor window. So generally
Okay.
you won't find people using this program editor window. People who are PhD and they are doing some research, they'll be using this
Mm-hmm.
because for them it's comfortable. Let's say if something is written over here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to copy, let's say if something is written over here, if people wanted to copy something the same line from here, the same line after this, so they can write some code over here. So what will happen, this particular line data will get copied to this particular line by defaultly.
Okay.
So but generally it's a bit difficult to use it, so we don't use.
Okay.
And this is the default editor window which we use called enhance editor window.
Okay.
This is all enhance editor window. So we have a structure the way of writing programming is got changed over here. You'll be having in a structure. That's why this programming, this editor window called as enhance editor window.
Okay.
It separates your programming language. So let's say when you're writing data steps, so it
Mm-hmm.
separates. When you're writing proc steps, again it's separate. So when you see this writing one program,
Yeah.
data
Right. Right.
new run.
So, so Ravi, if in case, for example, if I write data in file input and run in the program window, so simple program will not get run in the program window. Is it like that,
No, no,
or?
no, 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 no. Program window you're able to execute, but you're not able to
Okay.
separate it.
Okay. Okay. Right. 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 Okay.
There's
Plus
no,
from a readability point of view,
yeah.
enhanced is better. Okay.
People. That's why I said, people who into field of data scientists, they won't,
Right. Right.
they won't touch this enhance editor window. They will only use that particular window.
Okay.
We have lots many option in that particular window, not in this window. See, we don't have that line number option over here.
Okay.
So we will not able to, let's say I wanted to copy from 100th line to my first line. I can do into
Mm-hmm.
enhance editor window, a program editor window. I can't do into this particular window. We don't have option.
Okay.
So what I'll do over here, I'll go to 100th line, I'll copy, then I'll paste it over here.
Okay.
So in there, you have to use the code function. I'll show you something is available. But I'll send you the link. Okay. So
Sure,
that
sure.
is not the part of which we do it. It is not related. It's a very typical way of writing programming over here. Because
Okay,
here
okay, right.
here you can write the command prompt also. We have options to use a command prompt. You go over here, find that command prompt option. This is also not much usable by ourselves. Here we
Uh-huh.
can write anything, a code which help me to execute it. If I'm writing something, so for that you need to go into deep of programming. So generally it is not useful, but I use sometimes into my code. I'll teach you one day about this command, how it works. It will be simpler when you write something over here, and if you're giving command on any of the lines, it will execute automatic.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay. So this window Explorer is all about where you are going to save all those files related to your data sets
Mm-hmm.
and for your execution parts. So this is your main library where we are saying. So these are the default library.
Yeah, 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 right.
Okay. And this is your result viewer. So when you are executing any proc statements, so their
Mm-hmm.
result is getting recorded over here. What you executed earlier, now what you are executing it. If you wanted to go earlier output, you can click it over here, you will get it. And this is your output window. Generally, we use to see the output of the file. And this is generally a log. So what will happen? I'll show you the normal data steps programming. Okay. So yesterday we were talking about data steps, correct? We started talking
Mm-hmm.
about your SAS statements. Generally start with keyword ending with your semicolon.
Mm-hmm.
And not always start with keyword. So we have data as a keyword. Okay. Then your in file is a keyword which we use always. Then you have input as a keyword. Your cards as a keyword. These are the general keyword.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay. So whenever you're using this keyword into your editor window, let's say if I'm using this keyword, so this has become into your color, different color. So this color also you can change it. We have an option to change the color of your keywords, but generally it looks like into blue color. Okay. So whenever you
Okay.
use keywords, it will be in blue color. Let's say I'm writing data new. So what does mean of this data new? It's you are going to create something,
Mm-hmm.
correct? You're creating a
Yeah.
data set. For that only you're using the keyword called data, and the
Mm-hmm.
new file is going to be created. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when you use in file, next line, in file. So in file is to tell us from where we are going to read the file. Either we are going to read the file from internal or external. So we have
Right.
read the file from internal or external. Okay. So when you go to external, let's say this program is only we are using for external. Okay. So what will happen? We need to provide the location of the file. What will happen? I'll create one location. Okay. Then after
Mm-hmm.
that, we need to provide what is the file. So now I'll create the file before getting into that. I'll create one more file called read. Okay, I need to take this location of the file. I'll go here. Then put your location into quotes. read.txt. Correct?
Yeah.
This is the way of reading from internal. So when you when
Right.
you so when you're reading from external, so the way will be CRDS or data lines. There's a two option.
Okay. Right. Right.
Okay, so I'm just using a data line. So now this is happening from internal part. When you're creating a sample data set or something, you can write it over here.
Yeah.
Or,
Got it.
or another way of writing a program for in a simple a table, you have another option over here called table editor. So here also I can use it. So if I'm using a name as a column, I can use name
Mm-hmm.
and use it's the same like your Excel, Ravi.
Okay.
Okay, and you just try to save it. You're able to save this. I'm saving into work,
Okay.
call table file.
So this file will be saved with SAS extensions, right?
Yeah, dot .sas dot .sas7bdat.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is got saved. So if you go and click,
Got.
you will to see. But there is no program written for that particular this file, so you'll not able to see. But what happens for this, we will able to see the program, correct? So now we are
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah. Right.
and later when we wanted to execute, we can copy and paste, and we can get executed. But nothing will happen for this table part. This is
Okay.
a predefined option given by a SAS for using a simple calculation part, like simple creation of one table.
Okay.
Okay. Then next steps when you go, we are talking about read file from internal external. When you go to input, we say as list out variable names.
Mm-hmm.
So what is variable? Variable is nothing but, so there is a concept in Excel or when you compare your SAS. I'm comparing SAS both. So Excel we say is as row, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But SAS we say is as observation. Okay. The term has got changed. So Excel we always used to generally say, okay, we are talking about number of 10 rows, 15 rows, all those things. But here we'll say we are talking about 20 observations, 30 observations. So the way are same, but the name has got changed over here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One is column we are using into Excel. So we have lines, correct? So when you go to
Yeah.
this, you will be knowing it. Okay. So this is your particular
Yeah.
column. This is your
Yeah.
column
Right.
name. Okay. And here we see it as variable.
Okay.
Okay. And again, there we see it as file, correct? Excel file. Here we see it as data set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there will be extension of XLS. And here we have extension of .sas7bdat. So whenever you're getting a file with this extension, that file only can read into your SAS only, not anywhere else.
Okay.
Okay. So generally we were here, we are talking about list out the variables names. So now what is
Yeah.
happening when you look at this any normal empty files? Okay, here. So this is your row. Row we are not using, we are using for a data purposes, correct? These are,
Yeah. Yeah.
but this is our general where we use the name of a variable. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we use your name, we use ID, age, location. So these will become your variable names. So when you go to
Okay.
this, we are telling it whenever you're using this keyword called input, it means you are going to tell we have this much variable. It means we have this much column with the name of this. Correct?
Right.
So same thing we'll be declaring over here called input keyword. I'll be telling, okay, I have name, I have age, I have location as a variable, correct?
Yeah.
And everything is going to end with semicolon, correct?
You got
Now
it.
I'll do
Yeah.
run statement. Same thing, I need to copy and paste it below. But what is going to happen here, as we are going to read from internal, so we need to provide the
Mhm.
data, correct?
Right, right.
In this external, we already have a data in location. So we don't have a look
Yeah.
data in this particular internal when we are reading it. So we need to
Yeah.
provide this via using cards or data lines. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you're using this particular word calls cards or data lines, you are telling to enter data manually. You are telling it, correct? So it means
Mm-hmm.
if I'm using cards, instead of that, I need to tell, okay, this is R, this is 21, this is Delhi. Correct?
Yeah.
So there's a two-way we got it. One, read a program from internal, when we read program from external. Now let's see,
Mm-hmm.
in this particular location where the file is available, where we won't be having all those value available for this name, age, and location variable, because we have just enter only the name over there, correct? So I'll
Yeah, yeah,
delete
right.
this. I don't want to keep this. Otherwise, we'll not able to keep it. Now, if I'm going to run, I'll get the file called new. Nothing is available. Okay. Now, when you're going to execute this, I'll keep the name of new 3. So it's bit again, we are able to see only age, not this particular name and location.
Okay, right, right.
Now, SAS is built to do only analysis. Correct. So SAS is analytical software.
Yeah.
So SAS focus only on numeric value, not in character value. Now what is happening now? If I wanted to see any character value, just include the symbol called dollar.
Hmm.
Okay, after a variable. Now if I'm going to execute, I'll get the value for new Ravi. Okay, I'll get the value for this particular new 3. Correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Now we talked about this particular to enter, print is used to display, or run is used to execute. There's even keyword called run, and print is to display into your output window. So when you go to this, and here if you write it, proc print data. Now if I'm going to execute, I'm using this editor, your output window as well as a result window.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to keep on executing program, see, so I got another preview. So
Yeah. Got it.
where it says earlier what was that. So if you know it, you can go it back again and you can check it this also. Now you're getting this output command,
Yeah.
and I can see this output into your HTML file too. Let's say something somewhere into your Noida, there's a biological company.
Mm-hmm.
So they publish each and every day. There is a report published by your medicine company. The trials which
Mm-hmm.
they do, clinical trials. So the trials
Mm-hmm.
they, so if you publish on HTML coding, you have to code it. You have to show this data. Now what is happening? The report which you are seeing over here, you can directly publish to HTML code. So
Okay.
this is option is over here. Just go to result viewer and create HTML, preferred browser. Okay. So now if I'm going to run this proc print, I'll see this into your HTML code. Dang it. So if you have
Yeah.
if you are if a client wanted to know about the output, okay. So on a daily basis you can generate it, you can send it to them. So they'll able to see the output and you can upload it to your FTP files along. It's a bit easy now here. So because when you go back and look the coding part of this, you're not able to do it. So it takes time. Now here you want to put more times on that because you have to take care of font, everything.
Okay.
Okay, this automatically get created when you're outputting it file.
Yeah. Got
And
it.
we have many option here. Let's say if you are if you show clients to be a data, so you can have the date here. You can keep this tree view option. You can, if you say to click data, it'll show you the data. If you wanted to show the analysis, you can click analysis. Analysis will be shown over here. If you wanted to show
Okay.
the graph, you can show the graph over here. You can do many manipulation over here as we used it in our company. So you can use many options. So client will not go to any part of that. So directly in each on every daily basis, they can have this HTML file and they can view about your data summarization. Correct.
Right. Right.
Okay. So
Yeah.
this is the general way whenever we and there is a one keyword called proc. Proc, it's a procedure
Mm-hmm.
which apply on existing data set. If you don't have a data set, you won't able to apply this proc procedure. You must have a data. Correct.
Hmm. Right.
So this is the general way of writing a SAS programming. Only
Mm-hmm.
later we do modification on that. Okay, this is the general way where we talk about data in file, input, cart, run, print, and proc. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Now SAS program. So SAS program divided into two parts. One is your data steps. Second is your proc steps. Okay. So now, if you wanted to do any modification, means create, delete, update, modify, or etc. If you wanted to do something with data, you will always use a data steps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's say you wanted to read from external file, you wanted to read from server, you wanted to create a file. Okay. Okay. So you will be always using a data steps. When something you brought it in your system and you wanted to do analysis, then you will be using a proc steps. In proc, which covers up all your analysis. Okay. So for analysis, we use frequency table, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We use univariate. If I wanted to know about mean, median, mode, skewness, cortices, your histograms, your lamp and steeps, graphs, all those things if you want, you'll be using a proc step. So proc generally talks about how my how I'm proceeding to do analysis on those things. Correct. So generally in our cases we always use proc steps because to do analysis we have to have your proc means query, proc frequency query, your correlation matrices query, your logistic regression, linear regressions. These all can be done once you have a data in your hand. Correct.
Right. Right.
So we use generally a proc steps for doing any analysis. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, so proc is something which we written over here. Correct. It's a procedure. So now if I'm using proc frequency, Let's say I'm using proc frequency for the value for this. So now this is the data set which is there inside of SAS. I'll use to know the frequency of that label.
Spelling.
Yeah. So now what I did over here, now it's generating. See, now it looks fine when you are generating into your HTML file. Now you can
Yeah, right.
send it to client directly and they can able to have understanding on the data. So here, what we are doing it, we have just wanted to know how many label fall under this E. So now we are able to get the frequency. So
Yeah.
this talks about the percentage in 100. Okay, this is talks about your cumulative. We have so many procedures. Okay, it is not restricted. So we generally use on we dependent on only on proc procedure. So if you want to do correlation, so you can use matrices.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do logistics, you have logistics keywords. So we always use proc logistic, proc correlations, proc frequency, proc means, your proc univariate, proc report. So we have everything is related to that. Proc report. If you're creating a file, then you have your proc frequency over. We have means. Okay. So everything
Yeah.
is related to proc we have because we wanted to apply a procedures on particular data set. Getting it?
Yep.
Now there is a rule called SAS names. Okay. So whenever you're going to create, so you have seen there's a library available, correct? This is called active library. So when you talk about active library, you can see over here we have SAS help, SAS user, and work, correct?
Yep.
So work is a temporary library, and these are your permanent library. And permanent
Okay.
library you can create it. So what is the
Yeah.
difference between permanent and work is work, whatever you're saying, it's a rough work.
Yep.
Let's say you are doing calculation and later you wanted to move it to the permanent file. What generally in our cases, in all cases, what we do, we save something in desktops. If we require to move it, what we do, we copy and paste it into a particular location where you wanted to save it, correct? So we don't have that mechanism where if we restart our systems, whatever we saved into desktop is automatically deleted. So
Yeah.
generally it is not happening it because we don't use that practice. But when I was working in Infosys, so we created that mechanism. So whatever you saved into desktops, it automatically get deleted once you log off your system. So in that case, you will be very curious about that for saving that particular file into the permanent location. So this software is generally same like that. So the work which you are doing it is automatically get saved over here. So this is called your rough work. If you're not moving this file into permanent location, and if you're closing your application and opening again back, you will not able to see the file over here. So you have to
Hmm.
be careful when you're doing calculation, and if you thought the file is in proper way and we need to move it, you can move it from here to your particular location. So if you're saving into this particular location called SAS help and SAS user, this will be permanently saved. Okay. So this is given by as default from a SAS. So if you wanted to create yours own, you can create it by a command by call libref, or you can create it by manually. So
Okay.
you have this option called new.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the name of a file. Okay. So I'm keeping as
Mm-hmm.
day, and your startup should be enable a startup should be checked it, because each and every time you don't want to hide it this. So each and every time you wanted to see the file name or a library name over here into this particular active library location. So
Mm-hmm.
so that only we are just enabling this startup. And what is the engine? Engine is what, if you are calling some different type of file, let's say you are going to access db file, you're going to access excel file, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
access spss file. If you wanted to read
Mm-hmm.
different type of files, so this engine
Mm-hmm.
have a facility, or engine have all packages enabled. Let's say see.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So what happens generally when we write see Bloomberg, all those. So if that type of extension file we have, we just directly convert it from here. So this library will allow you. Let's say if you wanted to restrict this library, you can restrict it. Now, if I'm clicking on access, so what will happen? You only can have access to that particular DB file.
Okay. Okay.
In this particular library, you won't able to access different file. It is too much
Oh,
restrictions over here.
got it.
So we generally use default, because generally we don't know which type of file we're gonna read over here.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Then you can give the location of this file. So if I'm giving the location of this file, so this will become my directory. So if I copy, browse is done, then close. Now this new file is what created over here, correct? Called day. Day is
Yeah.
blank because nothing is there in day. So what I can do now, if I wanted to save anything into day, I'll just click day dot. So remember, we have Windows, we have C drive, D drive. Okay. If I wanted to say someone who is accessing my system, so I'll say go to D drive, go to movies, get this movie.
Yeah.
Same thing over here. If you wanted to access a particular library, you always say by dot library name and dot. What will happen? From there we are telling to access this. If I'm going to run this, so the file is getting saved over here with new 3. And this file
Mm-hmm.
you are able to see over here too, correct?
Right. Right.
So now the
Yeah.
extension will become .sas7bdat.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, and whatever you saved over here, if I'm going to, now before that you can save this both this program. That was not important. I can save this program somewhere else, then I'll close it. So if you're saving this program, you always saves with the extension of
Dot.
.sas. Hmm,
Yeah.
okay, day1 save. Now if I close and open it again back, you want to save now. Now go and see work. Nothing will be there.
It's empty.
It's got
Yeah.
deleted. I said now each and every time if you
Yeah.
close your application open, it's automatically got deleted. But whatever we saved today, it is there.
So technically, it's like Ravi. So the file
Uh,
name is like work dot new three. So work is basically implied. It's not required to be written, but technically at the back
mm,
of it, it's written.
yeah, that will be there.
Oh,
So defaultly the value that file is getting saved into work. Okay, but if you're giving a destination, so that destination they use to save the particular file.
yeah, got it.
By defaultly the destination is always a work file.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about SAS names, and another way of creating this library is you can use the libref function, which is called as libref. We say as libref. So libref is full form is we are saying library references. So we use libname concepts. This is the keyword which you use to create library. Why we using it? When you are to traveling to the client places for doing any
Mm-hmm.
calculation, all those things, so you should not create your permanent library. So if you have created a permanent library over here, and if you close your
Mm-hmm.
application and if you open it again, this will be remain same, correct?
Yeah.
And people who have access to the system, they can access and they can view your file.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right.
So no users at all. So I always use a libref where I can
Okay.
create my own library called day65, and I'll give the location of that particular file. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened generally now over here, I'm going to create day as a library, day5 as a
Mm-hmm.
library. I'm using this access location. So what will happen if you create the library? Okay, now this library is going to create it now again called day5. Correct. We'll be having
Mm-hmm.
this file inside which we have created. I'm just using
Yeah.
reference of that, but if I'm closing and opening again, I won't able to see. But the file which I updated over here, it will be remain same. Day5 is not
Mm-hmm.
there. Correct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
generally
Right.
you generally use this option. File will be saved in a particular folder, but your location will not be viewed once you reopen the application.
But I can, if I'm but if I want to call that library, I can call it, right? It is created
Yeah,
very much, right? Okay, got it.
yeah,
But it won't be visible in the permanent libraries.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
only.
yeah.
Okay,
But
okay, got
that's a good way, good practice. Always you need to use when you're using other systems.
it. Ah, right,
Bec-
right, right,
Because you don't
right.
know, it could happen when you're in working into any organization also. If you 10 people are
Mm,
working different same data set with different concept, and if you've created a permanent library
yeah,
and they can view it any times and they can delete it, you're not able to do anything.
yeah, right.
So be careful on this because data is important for everyone.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Got it.
So for after that we are just talking about SAS name concept. So every programming language there is a concept of writing the name of a library and the size of a library, the way of writing a variable name. Correct. Excel, we generally don't focus on all those rules alone. So if you look at your Excel,
Yeah.
so here you can keep name. Let's say I'm keeping as employee name.
Mm-hmm.
I can keep this as a column, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But says this is not allowed.
Hmm.
Here
Okay.
we can keep it because see, we are not using this Excel for a different purposes. We are not using for
Yeah.
combining purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go to your Excel, when you go to SAS, so you need to follow some procedures. So first process is any name should start with underscore or letter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any name, if you are going to start, it should start with underscore or a letter. So example, you can keep it. I can use underscore EMP. So I'm talking about employee name. So I can use it.
Mm-hmm.
I can use city as a variable,
Mm-hmm.
followed by letter or number.
Right.
Okay, you can use it. Second is you should not use any special character. We are not recommended to use any special character in this. because every special character have a different meaning. If you're using this at the rate, let's say I'm
Mm-hmm.
using city at the rate, correct? For
Mm-hmm.
my variable. But this at the rate is having a different meaning in SAS. If you're using
Okay.
percentage having different meaning, if you're using your hash having different meaning. So be careful. So that's why special character is not allowed in this particular SAS system while
Mm-hmm.
creating a variable name. Okay. So special char is not allowed. It's not allowed. Correct. Now third
Yep.
case is space is not allowed.
Hmm.
Space is not allowed in between a variable name. Let's say I cannot keep city name as a variable. Whereas in Excel we can write it, correct?
Yeah.
So instead of that, you cannot use hyphen or anything. You can use underscore name. So this is now become one variable. Okay. And fourth option is maximum size of variable will be 32 character. Should not go more than that.
Okay.
You can use a 32 liter max to max for creating a variable.
Mm-hmm.
Getting it? And for
Yep.
library, your restricted size of keeping a name of variable in for a library name should be only 8 characters. It won't go more than the 8
Okay.
character. So let's say if we have created this, correct? So now you can check
Mm-hmm.
new. If you go to this, see, it won't allow you to go to after 8. The maximum limit of keeping a name of a library name is up to 8 digit or a 8 character.
Okay. Right. 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 Got it.
So these type of question you will get in exam. So be careful.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be writing asking like that. What will the maximum size for your library name?
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, they'll give you 13, 14, or 3, 4. Then you have to remember the concept of this.
Yep.
Okay.
So Ravi, are there any conventions for naming SAS table name as well, or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. We will just talk about this table only. SAS file is what? Table name only.
Okay, so is this the variable name? So when you say SAS name, this 1, 2, 3, 4, is it for variables or it is also for SAS tables naming convention?
No, no, no. I've just shown you the maximum size I can use it. Okay. That's why I use a number. If I use this
Okay,
A,
right, right.
won't able to understand how much digit I can use it. For that only I
Okay.
use this number,
Okay.
which is a fixed number.
Mm-hmm. So the
Okay.
maximum character limit for table naming a table is 32 or 8?
8. Table naming.
8, 8, 8. Okay, okay, got it, got it.
For your variable naming is 32 character.
Okay, 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 got it.
Okay. And variable name and table name follows this convention rules along. So where should we start with this?
Okay, variable name and table name is 32, but for
N- No, no.
no,
Variable.
8, 8,
Uh,
8, 8, 8. Okay, okay,
uh,
got it, got it.
table is 8. Variable is 32 max to max. Minimum you can keep as per your choice.
Yeah, okay, got it.
and and third here not allowed in this not allowed means you cannot start any variable name with a number.
Right, got it.
So if you start with like 8 bank, let's say bank name, I'm writing it like this, it won't be able to acceptable in your SAS system because this 8 is something you're talking about the length of it. It could be the length of 8 you are talking about. So the way of programming is totally different. Let's say I'm writing it data new. So input ID. If I'm writing 8 5 dot, it means I'm telling to keep the length of 5. So that's why before keeping the name of variable, if you're using any number, it may impact something different way in some different way. Correct. You should not use that. Okay. Are you there?
Yeah, Ravi, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll share you. See what you can do today.
Okay.
I'll share you this book. You will be having Ron Cody book, correct?
Yeah, I have the PDF. Yeah, I have.
So you can go with the first chapter, okay? But
Okay.
don't leave like normally. Read it each and
Hmm.
every line because book is written by some person who is very qualified in this case. Read each and every line, okay?
Yeah, sure.
And find out the question in that particular first chapter itself, okay?
Yeah.
If you have time, so you can connect in the evening. If you have time, you can connect it.
Sure.
Okay. So you can go with the first chapter. Okay. So it's all basics, nothing else is there. But go in deep way because
Okay.
if you go ahead and complete first chapter, second chapter, if you're reaching to 10th chapter, if you're not clear with the ninth chapters, all those concepts, it's bit difficult.
Yeah, sure.
Be a master, not be a learner, a normal.
Yeah, sure. Got it. Yeah.
Okay. Then you complete it. Okay. And if you getting any problem, so we can connect it anytime. You just message me today again.
Sure, Ravi.
Okay. Then I'll upload this video. Okay.
Sure, Ravi.
Okay. Thank you.
By the way, I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell.
Quick query around. So it's not related to our topic as of now, but
Mm-hmm.
my query is around. So my query is around text analytics. So the SAS which I had, I understand there is a separate version of SAS with the name of Text Miner,
Mm-hmm.
but with the constraints of enterprise version, simple, the normal version of SAS, if there is a possibility of doing verbatim analysis or text analytics, something which is not
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly text. Yeah.
Yeah. You can do it. I'll show you that.
O-
That's not okay.
Okay. Sure. But I just want, so we can go by the normal procedure, normal pace. But yeah, I just want to be sure because that may fall under my
Yeah. That's
current
why.
scheme of.
So that's why
Sure.
I'll try to move your courses little bit into your text analytics. I'll be keeping a
Yeah,
topic related to text part so that you'll
yeah.
able to use. See, this software also you can use for text analytics, but you should know how we are going
Ah.
to use it.
Yeah, okay, right. Because I had posted this question on Quora, but some of the people, so just out of sheer curiosity, I wanted to know. But few of the people said that text miner is in another version, and that is where you can do actual analysis, but not with the normal version of SAS. So, but I thought that since you are the
No,
expert, so obviously you will
here
be
you
able to
have
help. So,
here you have to write the code first to read your text values. Okay,
mm-hmm.
then you need to do analysis. So analysis is already available over here, but the previous part, which is called as reading of a data,
Yeah.
for that you need to write the query over here. But
Okay, got it.
SAS miner, we have a drag and drop option. Directly
Okay.
you can locate the file, you can read it. There is already predefined method given over it. But here you have to create the method. So, but I'll always
Okay.
suggest go with the creation of method where you will be having lots of
Yeah.
programming skills to be enhanced again.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So
Sure.
I'll move your classes in this that way only, text mining way.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So my focus is basically to learn statistics and text analytics. So that would be my basically that is my as in my work profile. Plus, I would also be interested in that sort of work only.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. So what you can do now from this particular link, you can download this book called Research Methodology if you studied or not, and
Okay.
you can you can download this book. It will be almost of 16 MB. Discovering of
Uh,
stats using a SAS ND field. So
okay.
this book is very easy, and this book is talks about shit things also, normal stats things also they are talking about. What should
Okay. Got
say
it. Yeah.
if you're talking about mean, what is the purpose of
Yeah.
using a mean, and
Right.
with the help of mean, what you can suggest with your data. to the
Right.
person.
Okay. Got
So
it.
we should know the basics of that. Why we're using variation?
Yeah.
What is use of variation?
Right.
Why we say standard deviation? If someone says I
Yeah.
have this much standard deviation, what you can predict it?
Yeah.
Getting it?
Right. Got it.
You can download this two book. Okay, I'll share you the ID and
Sure.
password now. You can have this link.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
important. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.